Hello, my name is Sonali Chopra. Welcome back to another episode of Around the World. In contemporary times, the level of international politics not only affects relationships between nations, but also plays a crucial role in building prosperity, security, and harmony. In this context, elections in various countries consistently point towards new possibilities and give political parties worldwide an opportunity to reassess themselves. Amidst this global hustle and bustle, the election season in the United States has arrived. The upcoming presidential election in November is considered significant for many reasons, as it will address America's challenges and the necessities of international leadership. This raises the question, why are the elections in the US so important on a global scale? Additionally, what impact will a change in power in the US have on countries like India and others around the world? So in today's episode, we discuss these questions. Let's begin the discussion. The United States of America, the world's fourth largest country, is bordered by the Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, Arctic Ocean, and the Gulf of Mexico. The country shares its borders with Canada and Mexico. With a significant position on the world map, let's move beyond the global map to focus on the country's politics and strategy. At the end of the year, presidential elections will be held in the US, with former President Donald Trump and current President Joe Biden facing off against each other. The electoral debate between Trump and Biden has become the center of attention. During this debate, both leaders presented their stances on their candidacies. The discussion resonated beyond the US, echoing around the world, where the leaders addressed issues such as the Russia-Ukraine war and the withdrawal of US troops from Afghanistan. Regarding the US presidential elections, they are held every 4 years, involving several stages: primaries and caucuses, national conventions, general elections, and the Electoral College. Notably, the US President and Vice President are not directly elected by voters. Instead, electors from each state elect the President and Vice President. The Electoral College comprises 538 electoral votes representing 50 states and the District of Columbia. To win the election, a candidate needs 270 votes. This is the electoral process. Now the question arises, why are the elections in the US so significant? The reason lies in the changes in US policies in light of the elections, including their stance on the Russia-Ukraine war and the Israel-Hamas conflict. As an economically affluent country, the US influences various parts of the world through its policies. For instance, in the recent TV debate, the candidates took different stances on the Russia-Ukraine war. Trump criticized the Biden administration's military aid to Ukraine, while Biden called Russian President Vladimir Putin a criminal. Regardless of who wins the election, Russia might attempt to exploit signs of political instability and polarization post-election. Regarding China, both candidates have adopted a stringent stance. However, their economic policies towards China are similar, including increasing tariffs on cheap Chinese products. Despite this, their approaches to curbing China's regional influence differ. Biden has strengthened relationships in China's sphere of influence, hoping that this robust front will send a strong message to China. In contrast, Trump adopted the best deal policy during his presidency. As for the impact of the US elections on India, the relations between India and the US will remain generally stable, regardless of who wins. This implies that the bilateral trade relations will stay on track. Last year, during Prime Minister Narendra Modi's official visit to the US, he received a red carpet welcome and several agreements were signed between the two countries. If Trump is re-elected, significant changes in India-US relations are unlikely. However, there might be changes in the tone of the dialogues between the two nations. Hence, it would not be incorrect to say that the outcome of the US elections will have a relatively stable impact on India. So viewers, we conclude our discussion here and note today's question. Why are the elections in the US so significant on a global scale? Discuss. For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.